you ever been in a fight? Have you ever kicked someone's ass? You don't like it?
Why do I fight? I fight because I'm good at it.
I just like to fight. That's what I do.
Nobody here is quicker than me.
I fight because I love to fight. The money's just an added bonus.
These guys have no idea what they're in for.
It's no joke. It's no game. Everyone's ready to go. Everyone's intense. I'm ready for anything. If you go in there thinking anything else, then you might as well not go.
I love what I do. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people can actually say that and mean it, but I love what I do.
I love to fight.
Fighting is my life. I love to compete. It comes natural to me. I've always fought.
The power that you feel when you win, right? It's like this unbelievable, incredible high that you just never want to get rid of, right? It's like you feel you can take on the world. You feel you can take on anyone. Like you want to walk up to someone and just like start a fight with them.
It's different every time. You know, every fighter, every night, even every second of the fight, you know, I can flip like that.
Fighting for points or for trophies, it's all just, you know, plastic and wood. That's not real fighting. Real fighting is when you go toe-to-toe with the other guy. No gloves, no pads, no weight classes, and no rules. That's the real world. That's real fighting.
Sometimes you can see everything like perfectly clear. You know what's gonna happen next, what you're gonna do next, what they're gonna do next. You can anticipate, and you're in control. And then sometimes you miss one thing, and everything starts spinning out of control. And you lose it. You'll end up. It's over before you know it.
Underground fighting is nothing new. It's been around forever. People are doing it down Chinatown, beating the hell out of each other.
If you look at even the history of boxing, it started with bare knuckle fighting.
Right, true.
I mean, you can go all the way back, you know?
We just took, we put our own spin on it by putting it on the internet. You know, there are two ways really of making money on the internet, and that's pornography and gambling. So we rolled the dice and we took a chance on gambling, and it's paid off. Using young fighters is what sets us apart from UFC or anything else out there that's been done before. It's a real selling point. We've got a fresh idea, we've got low overhead, so we stand to make a ton of money, and we've got a great product. On the front end, I offer the same games as everybody else in gambling websites, poker, blackjack, roulette, those type of things. We track our users to see how often they're signed on, how much money they're bringing into the casino. If we feel that they qualify, we approach them and we offer them the X factor, which is the Friday night fight nights. If we can trust them, they're one of our good customers, et cetera, we email them, we say, would you like to subscribe? If they choose to do so, then every Friday night becomes fight night.
That's right, yeah. It's pretty simple.
Absolutely. Then they log in through the homepage of the website. They can get to the fights. They can see the fighter's stats. They can place the bets. They can place the bets versus the house, versus another user. But then as the fights are rolling, they can actually switch the camera view.
The lowest bet a user can make is $500. The highest bet is $5,000. If we have a busy night with 700 to 800 users logged on, you do the math.
I wouldn't condone one of my fighters fighting one of the underground fights. No, I just wouldn't.
For what reason?
Because I mean, like I was saying, because it's not good for the sport. There's no doctors. People can get hurt. You know what I'm saying? There's no rules and regulations. Like anything goes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for that matter, you might just get in the ring and box and get a license. You know, I don't see any good in that.
One of the reasons I can defend boxing is because of the rules and the safety factors. Underground fighting has none of that. And I really can't defend it because to me, I've seen that in bars and in alleys behind bars. The only difference is these guys are fighting for money, as if they're handlers, owners, managers were playing cards, but they're playing it without cards, but with real people.
People who are now putting these kinds of fights together, organizing them, and sponsoring them are in it for their own gain. They generally don't have a lot of regard for the fighters themselves or the people who are involved with them. And I think that there are enough outlets now, and there certainly is enough huge money around now in fighting, that we have outlets that weren't afforded to us before, like the Ultimate Fighting Championships.
Underground fighting is a shameful thing because fighters get hurt and fighters need to be taken care of. If you go underground, nobody's going to take care of you. Nobody's going to look after the fighters. So I think that's a shame. And whoever promoting this stuff, they should stop.
You can find a good fighter anywhere.
God, we found them in dozens of different places: gyms, the street, word of mouth. A couple fighters have actually approached us.
Absolutely, because everyone, when all is said and done, they're interested in making a buck. So some of our best guys have come to us. So it's a lot easier than you might think.
How'd you meet Mac? I was a lookout, and one day Mac was down to fighting, and he heard that I could fight. So he asked me if I wanted to give it a shot, and I was like, what the hell? And in the first tournament I was in, I ran it, right? And I lost in the finals, but I gave the kid a run for his money. So Mac liked me. Started fighting for him.
I was at a judo competition in Boston. I was kicking somebody's ass, and this cat by the name of Napoleon came up to me and he asked me if I wanted to do it for real. I looked into it, and I've been doing it ever since.
Mac, actually, I met him when I was working at a boxing gym. I was cleaning up at the gym. After work, I'd get in the ring, spar with some people, hit the bag. And I guess he saw me there a couple times and thought I had some good potential as a fighter, and he asked me if I wanted to make some money doing it, and I needed the money, so I gave it a shot.
Mac's a good guy, He doesn't judge you like everyone else does. He looks out for me.
Mac is all right. I deal with Napoleon. Napoleon says it like it is. I got nothing bad to say about neither of them.
Mac's a businessman. Plain and simple, this is a business. This is how I make money. This is how he makes his, and that's pretty much our relationship. He doesn't really go out of his way for us, and vice versa. I fight for him, he pays me. That's pretty much it.
You all know the rules. No biting, no gouging, no fishhooks or tearing techniques. No intentional killing blows. Only way the fight ends is by knockout. Fighter taps out. Doc, your best friend, throws in the towel. You ready, Napoleon? Then you, fighters out. Up. On your marks. Fighting stance. Touch him up. You ready, go!
You got to respect the other fighters. The second you don't, that's when you're going to get your ass handed to you. 'Cause you never know. I mean, I've been on both sides. I've been beaten and I've given beatings. And you never know who it's going to be. You can get surprised. So always got to have respect before and after.
You have to earn my respect. You're not going to get my respect unless you deserve it. Simple as that.
If they respect me, I respect them. I ain't afraid of anyone.
I was light heavyweight champion of Canada for a little while, and that was a really great moment for me. The kid I fought was very tough. He broke my nose, my ribs, and I beat him. And a split decision, when they held up my hand. In victory, I really didn't know I had won. It was just a war. And it was one of the times in my life that I can remember having lost myself completely in the fight. I didn't know anything about what had happened except that I fought well and that this was a very, very worthy opponent.
Are there any friends like at a fight club? Are you friends with any of these guys?
No, there's no friends really. There's acquaintances, like you see people around. I've trained with some of them sometimes. But as far as having a friend in the club, going in there, being a buddy with somebody, it doesn't happen.
Do you think you have a talent for fighting?
Yeah, I know. I got something there. You know, it's I've just always been a fighter.
I come from a family of fighters. My father started training me when I was 3. He had a dojo. He fought. His father fought. It's in the blood.
I was probably around 28 years old when I started fighting Underground. It became more and more apparent to me that without an opponent, I can't be a martial artist because a warrior needs someone to fight. And when I started to make that realization, then it became a natural progression, and I said to myself, if I'm going to know how good I am, then I really need to do this. I wanted to test my bravery, I wanted to test my courage and my teaching. I wanted to challenge myself to a level I had not known before, and I did.
What was it like the first time you fought in an underground fight?
I was nervous. I mean, I really didn't know what to expect. When you're in a tournament, you know, you have an understanding. I mean, you know what to expect. And once I got into the ring, I focused on my opponent. I told myself I wasn't going to lose. And once I saw that I was stronger, I knew I was going to win.
To prepare myself for a fight, I just usually want to get alone and get in my zone, clear my head. I go through breathing exercises, and try to just harness all my energy inside, because you know you're definitely gonna need it. And like I said, you gotta block everything out of your head, because at the second you're not thinking about just that, that's when you slip and you lose control.
Right here. Jab. Step. Go ahead. Right here. Right, bring your hands back. Bring your hands back together. Boom, boom. Go ahead. Go ahead. Jab. Look, right. Bop, bop. That measures that bomb. Go ahead. Up. Got that?
The training itself, it's pretty much a release. You know, whatever's on your mind, home, fights, problems, this, that, the other. You can go to the gym, you just let it all go.
Who trains these kids?
Quite frankly, a lot of our guys come to us with all the training they need. That's what made them an attractive prospect.
I think that any time a young person gets involved in fighting anywhere, it's going to, what he gets out of it, what he or she may get out of it, depends entirely upon who brings them into the fight, what kind of teacher they have. Okay, there's an elevator lift, okay? Which means what? Absolutely. Okay? So, if I want to take him out that way, I can. I have an option here. If I get him in here, okay, and I pull him out this way, okay, this is my bar, okay? See, I did, okay? That's not bad. Now lift him up again and throw. Very nice, Billy. Okay. Do you understand?
Yeah, I got it.
Try it again. It's nicely done. I think it was nicely done. Come here. I think that you can turn a child into a very brutal animal if you're not careful, and I'm sure that does happen from time to time. I think with the right handling, then you have a much better chance of those tragedies not occurring. But I think a good handler, a good trainer, a good instructor will turn around and try to avoid his students taking that path. Why not fight legitimately? Why not go to PKA? Why not go to UFC and do battle?
A lot of these kids, the glory is the money. These kids, a lot of them need the money. They don't want a fucking trophy hanging on their wall.
Exactly.
They don't want a blue ribbon that said they won some karate tournament. They need the money. That's their glory.
That legitimate shit is bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. There's all these fucking rules. There's all these fucking, you know. Then you have fucking bosses and shit. Fuck that. I'd rather do it on my own. Be my own person.
No, I don't want to be a professional fighter. I'm just doing this to support my family right now.
I really don't see a difference between legit and what I'm doing right now. I mean, it's like, I would love to fight in the UFC or Pride, but I'm the big dog here, man. I'm the shit. I train every day. I mean, that's what it takes to win. You know, you got these fighters, they don't know what it means to be a fighter. They lose. My father used to tell me, I need to get into their head. If I can get in your head, I can beat you. I mean, most guys don't even know it, but I can get you in 3 moves.
Well, Conrad's, he's an excellent athlete. I mean, he's a good fighter. I mean, he's a guy, when he walked on the mat, I said, wow, this guy could be really good. And he is really good, and he became really good.
I met Clyde through a friend of a friend. I've known him for a long time, a lot of respect for him. He's a great teacher. He always tries to push me to my limit, trying to make me a better competitor. I have a lot of respect for him. Clyde doesn't know I do these underground fights. I mean, it's my life, and I don't think I have to tell everyone what I do.
Sensei, break!
Okay, guys, can put the mats away, put this one on that side.
It was just trophies and stuff like that. I say it would be, it's a good thing, but when money gets involved, then that's the ugly side of it, because that's when the dirt come into it, the crooked people come in, the fix come in, people get hurt.
Roll it. That's a 3 to 2. Sí, solo pido que lo damos. Come down for 6.
Make your mats first, too. You sure? Yeah.
So side bets are allowed with the fighters?
Side bets are allowed with the fighters, just as long as they bet on themselves.
Do any of the fighters try to fix the fights?
Nah, they never do it. I mean, not that I know of. If Mac and Napoleon would find out, that'd be it.
If we fixed the fights and one of our fighters found out and thought he got the wrong deal, he could go to the internet, blow the whistle, and it would be over for us immediately.
Have Mac and Napoleon ever asked you to take a fall or fix a fight for them?
Nah, man. Hell no. I would never take a fall for nobody. The hell with that. Okay. If you want to win, you're going to have to beat me.
When Mac needs me, he'll hook me up with this guy that I can train with and stuff. And, you know, he'll get me ready for the fights. And I guess it's good, you know, maybe it helps me out during my fights.
I could come in here, I could go in here, and here. I could go around you from here. You won. Okay, you 1, 2, I can come in here, come in here, come back, and just keep walking around you. Okay?
Now I'm trying to control you with this one. From here, here, I can also do this. See? You come in here, or you have this foot out. Throw a punch. You're gonna come and hit me here or in the face. Here, right? Now go down here. Okay, good. You fooled me. Good. So you can do this. You can do this here. Just watch the hand. It ain't gonna be hurting. Like up here, right here. Then if you're gonna go for my rib cage, all I gotta do is this. Now if you're gonna come with this, go ahead. You ain't going nowhere. Okay.
Ready? We begin. You, fight yourself. On your marks. Fighting stance, touch him up. You ready? Go!
Fighting's the only thing that, like, I ever look forward to. Everything in my life, like, it's been for someone else. The fighting is, that's for me. It makes me happy when I'm out there fighting, My mom gave me up the day I was born. I don't know why. Like, I never did anything, but since then I've been like every state home I can think of. And they all suck. There's too many rules, You got the fucking counselors that are, like, every one of them's like an asshole. They don't know how to deal with you. They don't know how to, they don't take care of you. They fuck you up. I mean, like, they make you believe. I don't know. They make you, like, they tell you that they're trying to help you, but like that's bullshit. I mean, you don't mean anything to them. All you are to them is like a number. They don't want you there as much as you don't want to be there. Doing it because it's like their job. It like tore you up. It really did. Like your desire to get out of there was like overpowered everything. When I was like 3, I got sent to this family, right? And they were really cool, my foster parents and everything. Every Saturday, right? I guess you could call her like my foster mom. She'd ask us what we wanted for breakfast on Sunday. And she'd make us anything, like pancakes, French toast, eggs, waffles, whatever we wanted. And then we'd all sit down together and eat on Sundays. And one Sunday, the oldest kid, Tim, he just started like freaking out. Like I don't even know why, but like he just started freaking out. And the next day, they took me out of there. Like I did something wrong, or like I was the one freaking out. I mean, I was 6, so I don't remember it that good, but I know that I wasn't doing anything wrong to deserve to just be taken away. I finally found. I was 3 years old. I got sent to someone who I liked, who liked me. Well, as far as I know, they liked me, And then they just take me away because some like faggot like starts flipping out over like this breakfast.
You ever thought about finding who your real mother is?
Fuck her. She didn't want me then. What use do I have for her now?
It's actually the first fight I was in, the Underground fight. And this guy came up and busted these 3 fingers with a kick. So I broke these 3. I won, though. I kicked his ass. But in the next fight I was in, I broke this dude's jaw with a right hook. And then a couple fights after that, I broke my big toe. And a few fights after that, I broke this guy's collarbone. So they call me Bones now, because I'm either breaking them or getting them broke. I grew up just outside of Philly.
Why'd you leave home?
That's a long story, but basically my mom and her boyfriend are crackheads. And I ran away. But a lot happened in between then.
Where's your dad?
My dad died when I was 5. That's when it all started, I guess, actually. My mom, she took it real hard and started to drink a lot. I guess she started bringing home boyfriends from the bars, you know, partying with anybody and everybody. And it was just one bad boyfriend after another. That went on for a couple years. And then when I was about 10, my older brother got stabbed. Stabbed to death, actually, over a bad drug deal, I guess. But they never found out who did it, and that made things worse for her. And it made everything worse for me. So that was actually about the time I got in my first fight, and I was at school. Ended up hitting this kid with a chair, and I guess it was a big deal. Kid got hurt real bad, and they arrested me. When I was 10, they arrested me. I don't know where my mom was, at a bar, who knows, but her boyfriend at the time came and picked me up at the police station, you know. I guess he thought he was my dad or something, so he beat the shit out of me on the way home. One hand on the wheel, you know. But it said that was the first time I ran away, and so I thought maybe my mom might care, you know. So I came back like 4 months later, thought things might be different. She might have missed me, you know, try to find out where her only son was. But nah, she had a different boyfriend, same old shit. So I stayed for a little while, and I left again. Came home, left again, went to school sometimes, didn't go to school other times. And I went on for about 3 years. Then I came here. That was it. I haven't talked to her since. I don't even know if she's alive. You know, I never really told anyone this before, but when I was younger, I used to want to be a priest. I know sometimes the way I act, it doesn't seem that way, but I think I could really help people, you know, relate to them. You know, I think that if you're truly remorseful for the bad things you've done, then God will forgive you, give you a second chance, you know. I don't know when I realized that I like going to church. I mean, I guess I always liked the church. You know, ever since I was a little kid, and my dad would take me and my older brother every Sunday. I guess church is just another way of still being able to remember him. You know, I don't have too many memories of him as it is, but this is something that we always did together. Definitely something that stuck with me, and I'll keep for the rest of my life. I don't think he would like it if he knew I was fighting, but he'd understand. You know, I really believe, though, that he's up there looking down on me and watching my back.
You! Fighters up! On your marks! Fighting stance! Punch him up! You ready? You ready? Go!
Well, my mom died when I was 2. My father brought us up, me and my brother. He was a very strict and stubborn person. He wanted me to be a man at an early age. He expected a lot of me. He wanted me to go to the Olympics, which never came to be. But I guess that's why I got into judo. We trained very hard. He still wanted me to be better. He wanted better for me, so he sent me to the U.S. to live with my aunt and uncle. I lived with them at the age of 17. Ever since then, I've been alone. I really don't miss Dominican Republic. Sometimes I go back to go see my father, my brother, my family and stuff. But I really don't miss anything at all because, you know, I'm making my moves here, and that's where I'll continue to make my moves. I really have nothing for me out there.
Did you have a good relationship with your father?
No, not really. No, I didn't. Even when I go back now, all we do is argue, and it doesn't make any sense, but that's all we do. And I can only hold a conversation with him about martial arts. That's all we can talk about in a human way. And that's just the way it's always been, as far back as I can remember. So I really don't have a good relationship with him, man. It really sucks, man. At the time, I didn't understand. But now I'm starting to understand that he wanted a better life for me. He was trying to send me to a better place. At the time, I was very upset with him. I really felt that I needed to be with my brother and my family. I totally disagreed. And little by little, I'm starting to forgive him. But I think he sent me just to have a better life. My father knows I fight these fights. He wants better for me. But the truth is, I enjoy it, I make money at it, and I'm gonna continue fighting. I'm not disrespecting anyone. I fight for me. Anybody that knows martial arts wants to know if it works, so they fight, and that's why they do it. I'm a damn good fighter, so I will continue to fight, and I always win.
Is drugs a big factor?
Well, yeah, drugs is always a factor. In anything. You got Wall Street guys doing lines of cocaine at lunchtime. Doctors do it. The president did it. So, sure, drugs are always around, but that's not something that I do. That's not something that I supply. Is it something that my fighters do? I'm sure some of them do it, yeah. But as long as they can perform, that's the choice that they have to make. Hey, if they perform for me, that's all I'm worried about, really.
Yeah, I take painkillers and performance enhancers. I mean, anybody that says they're not doing is lying. I mean, the body can only take so much. You gotta enhance it. I mean, even pro athletes take it. So I'll do it too. I mean, if it can give me an edge and something that I can use to win, might as well go with it. Makes me feel better, and it'll help me get to where I need to be. Man, it's not that hard to get the drugs that you need. I mean, there's doctors and people available to give you whatever you may want, and it's always out there, so it's not hard at all.
So how'd you guys meet?
He picked me up with one of the cheesiest lines known to man.
I saw her on the subway and I said, "You must be from the sun, 'cause you are so hot."
See?
That's not cheesy.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Well, but then I also told her that she was the most beautiful girl I ever saw, and asked her if she wanted to go out with me. You know, I figured I had nothing to lose, and she said yes.
Jeremy is the greatest, sweetest guy I've ever met in my entire life. He's perfect. He is caring, loving, compassionate, and it's odd, you know, after all the things he's been through in his life, that he's still like that, and he can walk around every day with this big, huge smile on his face and be okay about everything, as long as, you know, he's taking care of everybody and everybody around him is happy. He's the greatest guy in the entire world.
Sarah, she's everything to me. She's my whole world. She's my best friend. And when I first met her, I really didn't have anything, and she gave me something to live for, and I just love her to death. I wouldn't be anything without her. When we first started dating, it was perfect. Yeah. Everything was perfect, you know, because it was still like a high school thing, and, you know, we'd go out and have a good time, we'd have fun together, didn't have any responsibilities, really. You know, she had a mom with a bunch of kids, so she could do whatever she wanted, and I lived on my own, so I did whatever I wanted. So, you know, it was fun. We were just able to have a good time.
When did you find out he was a fighter?
That's an interesting story. It was my 16th birthday, and he never showed up. It was the first time he didn't show up for something, and... Wait, he did show up. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, so technically it was probably the day after my 16th birthday, with these sad, sad flowers. They were probably from my neighbor's backyard.
They were sweet.
They weren't even like roses. I don't even know.
It was a sweet idea.
They were like no-name flowers. They would...
Should I have brought none?
Maybe it would have been better. I don't even know what they're called. They probably have no name. Like, they're probably weeds or something with like a little flower petal. And these, those Andy's dinner mint things, like a stack that like he like taped, or like he stuck them together, and they were all like melted and hot. They were like in his pocket. I mean, it was cute. He had like this puppy face, so I mean, I forgave him, but I was pretty pissed off. But yeah, that's how I found out.
Tell me about your girlfriend, Leia.
She was the best. I mean, you know, she was great. She used to love doing H. Every time I'm partying, she would do H. Last November, she OD'd. Me and Leia used to, we used to always walk out here. And we just talk for hours and hours, like we'd stay out like all night, just like sitting up here, sitting over there, just like talking, you know? She let me open up, you know? She's the only person that ever cared about me, that ever took the time to listen to me, listen to what I had to say, listen to how I felt, you know? She's the only person that I could open up to. I feel like I'm lost now, you know? Like, you know, we used to talk about getting a family and shit. Like, you know, I expected to grow up and be with her, you know? Now I feel like she was like a part of me, you know?
What's that? And you wanted to know why I fight? This is why I fight. I'll do anything for her. Isn't that right?
What's a normal day like for you two with the baby?
Well, in the morning, I wake up and get her all ready, bottle and stuff like that while Jeremy's running. Then he watches her while I get ready for school. I take her to my mom's house. My mom watches her while I'm at school. And then I pick her up after school and I talk to my mom about the day, how everything went and stuff like that. And then I go home and that's Jeremy and Ashley time while I do homework. And then after that we have like dinner all together. And we just hang out.
Oh, your shoe came on. Whose shoe is that? What happened to your foot? What happened to your foot? Oh, is it? Oh, she got you. She got you. Ready? Ready? The day Ashley was born is, it was a miracle, and it always will be. I mean, you have a lot of time to think about it. You know, you have 9 months of what's gonna be like, what's gonna happen, what's the baby gonna look like. But then when it finally happens, it's like nothing you could ever imagine. You know, no way you can prepare yourself for that. You know, there's this person that is made between you and someone else, and that's part of you. And it's incredible. You know, it changes your life. The second it happens, your life changes. And I couldn't be happier. I love her to death. G. That's the G. Where you going? Oh, big step, big step. Yeah, big step. Oh.
What did your parents say about this?
Parents.
Yeah, her mom hates me.
Gosh, no, she doesn't hate him. My mom...
Hates me.
Shut up. My mom doesn't hate him. She doesn't dislike him as a person at all. She just doesn't think he's the right person for me. She doesn't really care for our situation much right now. But there's not really much she can do about it because she still has like my 3 younger brothers and sisters to take care of, and there's not room for me and a baby and Jeremy to be part of that. So she would rather me live with her and like not on my own. And yes, not with him and stuff like that. But I mean, there's not really much we can do about that right now.
You know, the tough thing about her mom is that we do agree on one thing. You know, we both want her to finish school, and we both want what's best for her and Ashley. It's just that we both want it different ways, and her mom doesn't want to be with me, and she doesn't, you know, so we butt heads all the time. But
if it was a different time and place, maybe, like, I mean,
a person.
Not right now. She doesn't think he's a perfect person for me right now. But he kind of has to be because he's the father of my baby, so.
Music is the only thing I like as much as fighting. I got into music when I was 12 years old. My closest friend's brother was actually a DJ, and I thought it was hot. I mean, he was getting all the ladies that way, so I got into it myself. I've been working with a lot of cats, but at the moment I'm working with this guy by the name of Calvin. He's a smooth cat. We get along with each other. So, you know, we just keep it going.
¿Qué viene próximo? What's next?
Entonces...
I met Conrado about, I would say, a year and a half ago, maybe even less than that. He was shopping a demo to one of his friends, who happens to be a mutual friend of mine. He came up to me and told me I should listen to this guy's work. And, you know, since I knew the guy, I was like, why not? Let me listen to it. It doesn't really hurt. And I had to set up a meeting with him. I met him. We clicked. And ever since then, we just been, you know, slowly he's been coming over to the studio little by little. And just on a personal level, you know, I see a lot of potential in the guy.
I like to play records, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If the music sounds good, people can dance. So I just play for the people and I enjoy it. I like hip hop, I like jazz, R&B, classical, you name it, I probably like it. My greatest influences in music, especially as DJs, would be David Morales, Todd Terry, Frankie Knuckles, Jeff Mills, the list goes on. for singers or rappers, KRS-One, Beastie Boys, the list goes on and on. I like to make techno, R&B, hip hop, pretty much anything I think about, I just make it.
So why not do your music full time instead of fighting?
Because I can't make the money that I make fighting with my music. You know, the money's not right. So pretty much I'm making my money from fighting right now.
The thing about his fighting is he's good. Conrad's the type of guy that whatever he puts his mind to, he could achieve, but it sort of takes away his focus. You know, he can't really be two places at once. I'd prefer he give up the fighting because I see that's something he can't do forever. You know, physically you get old. Whereas the music thing, you know, Quincy Jones is like, he's still banging music, so I would prefer he take that route.
I'll be honest with you, I love the music, but I also love the women, I like the money, I like everything that comes with it. I want to be a world-class DJ, I want to travel and do all types of crazy shit, and that's what I like.
Musically, 10 years from now, if Conrado sticks with the music and steers away from the martial arts, I believe a lot of people know his name. It's catchy, he's talented, maybe 6-7 years at the tops, but by that time he'll be known throughout at least the underground scene, the music scene.
Napoleon. All right, we begin. You, fighters up. On your marks. Fighting stance. Touch him up. Are you ready? Are you ready? Go!
How much do they get paid?
Well, it depends on how well they do. The average fight runs about $2 grand.
$2 a fight? That's no money.
To you.
He's saying average. That's average. That's not the winner take all fighter.
$2,000 might not be a lot to you, but to 16-year-old, 17-year-old, comes off the street, that's a fortune. That's tons of money.
I used to make about a G a win. Mac brought me up to 2 Gs per win, so I'm doing it right, but what I do is sometimes I bet on myself so I can come up with some extra loot.
If they're on the internet and if they're making an enormous amount of money, then why don't they pay? Why don't they pay the fighters, these young fighters, a fair salary? They don't have any representation, they don't have any agents, they don't have any arbitration available to them as they would in any other legitimate sport. And yet, if they're on the internet and they're making vast amount of money, then again, you have to turn around and say, well, they're obviously exploiting these young people, and these young people are taking beatings, which are going to slow them down for the rest of their lives. I've broken over 40 bones.
You're making so much money, why cheat the fighters?
Who says we're
Enough to go around?
Who says we're cheating them?
We're not cheating the fighters. We're paying the fighters that win.
That's right. And they're getting a boatload of money for winning. So, you know, you tell me any place else that they can make $2,000 to $10,000 in a night for, you know, less than an hour's worth of work. We're performance-based. The better you do, the higher you get paid, the higher your rewards are. So it's in their own best interest to win. Everyone loves a winner.
That's part of the appeal. That's why these kids do not like to lose. They know if they lose, they're not making money. They like what they do.
Absolutely. I've never heard one complaint.
And I have
Not once.
I have never said to any of them, you need to fight tonight.
Right. Nobody holds a gun to their head.
In fact, I have to turn fighters away and say, look, you're not going to be fighting tonight. I'll keep you in mind for the next fight.
I've also never handed one of our fighters a wad of cash and have them tell me, no, I don't want it.
Yeah, right.
This was immoral. Or
Yeah,
this
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
a legitimate ring. Give me a trophy.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents didn't come see me tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
So, this is my other job. I'm Al Bundy. Yeah. Sell shoes.
So do people know that you fight here?
No, actually, nobody knows that I fight. You know, they ask, like, they used to ask what the cuts and the bruises, but I think they gave up by now, you know. I just tell them I was mugged on the train or beat up at a concert or something, but, you know, they just think I got really bad luck, I guess. I mean, I don't enjoy fighting. I don't enjoy selling shoes. I don't enjoy having 2 jobs and all of that, but, you know, I like my family.
But there's not much you enjoy, so you should find something that you do enjoy, and then you should make a living at it.
You and Ashley. That's why I do what I do, so I can stay with
Okay,
you.
but I'm not gonna pay you like to hang
You don't
out.
have to. That's why I do what I do, so I can pay for you.
Answer for everything.
Is that a bad thing? That I know what I'm doing and why?
I said you had an answer. I didn't say you had the right answer for everything.
Okay.
I don't like staying in one place for too long. You know, you can't trust people. No one. You know, if you think you can, you probably have like a wrong impression of them or something. So I got some people that I'll stay with. You don't have money. No one.
I
here
know.
has
That's
money.
what I said. You only
You
have
don't
money
have
because
money,
you
you don't
fucking
have money.
fight.
So
Yeah, you wouldn't even have
money.
Money if you would have stumbled into that.
At least
little
I'm doing
locker.
something. Yeah, I don't lose.
Oh yeah. There's always someone better.
Yo, you gotta clean this fucking place up, man.
Fuck, man. You stay here too. I agree with that.
Fuck you.
Fuck you first.
Fuck you, yeah. It's
Bend
not your
over then,
place.
bro.
How much are you paying? How much are you paying to live here?
Nothing.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I found it, dude.
So why the
Who the
fuck
fuck
you?
told you about it?
Dude, I know I have other places to stay.
Go fucking stay then, man.
Fuck you, I'm going.
Get the
to.
fuck out of here.
Oh, no one's
Fuck up, man.
Oh, you get the fuck out of here too.
Oh,
then.
fuck you. Just because you found this place doesn't make you Lord and Master.
Marcus,
No,
I say
it
we
doesn't,
jump
but
him.
it sure as hell fucking deserves some respect. And if the guy's gonna
Deserves
fucking
some
stay,
He buys you shit all the time.
But I'm saying,
You're
bring
just a
something now.
respectful
Where's,
guy.
what have you done for me lately? You
What
fuck?
have you done for me, you fucking asshole? Not my fucking friends. A friend's someone you can trust, someone you can count on. Can't trust them, can't count on them. They'll fucking turn on me in a heartbeat. Either one of them would. I'd turn on them. If I was put in that position. Not my fucking friends. It's a place to stay.
Oh.
This is where people fucking put me. My mom, this is where my mom fucking put me. This is where the fucking state homes put me. This is where the fucking families and places that I've been sent to put me. I've did what I could have done. I've did everything I possibly could have fucking done. And this is where I fucking end up. Alright? This is who I am. This is where I am. This is what I'm doing.
We begin. You, fighters up. On your marks. Fighting stance. Touch your mark. You ready, go.
What'd you think of the last tournament?
I think it sucked. I hate losing. Bones was a tough kid, but I could have taken him. I should have taken him.
The worst injury I've seen is guys getting knocked unconscious and a guy dying. I haven't seen it, but I've experienced it. Guys I know getting hit and never waking up again. I mean, in illegal fights, that can happen. There's nobody here to stop the fight. A guy not experienced enough to know when a guy has taken too much. Even though a guy look like he's still going, and then some guys can take more than others, but you have to be an experienced referee to say, yo, this is enough. Because a fight ain't gonna never quit. He doesn't have quitting. He was taught not to be a quitter. Even in the ring, when I gotta have a fight, come on, don't quit. His game is not to quit. No matter how bad you're beaten, is never quit. And a fighter would never quit, so sometimes they get beat to death. And it's up to you, and you have a guy that doesn't have, if he caught up in the excitement at the moment, he won't start the fight, so you instead of illegal fighting, you got a murder charge in your hand. So I'm against that.
What's the worst thing you've seen at one of these underground fights?
Jaw's broken, legs broken, sometimes to where it's a compound fracture. That means that the bone breaks right through the skin, and blood everywhere, of course.
I don't have the intent to see these kids get, beat to a pulp. That's not what I'm trying to sell here. I take every precaution to ensure the safety of my fighters. We have the cut man.
Right.
We've got the ref. Like I told you, there are the rules where you can tap out, you can throw in the towel, there are no intentional killing blows.
How is it fair to have someone as small as LG fight someone as big as Conrado?
It's part of the appeal. It's part of the business that we're in. Where are you going to see a guy like Conrado fight another fighter like LG? You're going to see it from us.
You ever worry about getting hurt?
Nah, you can't worry about that kind of stuff, you know? You know, you could be walking down the street and a fucking bus could come along and hit you. It's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
The second you start worrying about getting hurt or anything else going on in your life, that's the second it's gonna happen. You know, you gotta be focused. You gotta be on one path when you step in that ring.
If you're really worried about getting hurt, you shouldn't be fighting.
I've never been like seriously hurt, you know, like little stuff, knocked out a couple times. You know, broken fingers, cuts, scrapes, nothing serious.
I mean, I've screwed up my shoulder and my ankle, broken a couple of fingers and toes. You know, shit happens, you know. I've been kind of lucky, you know, I've seen a lot worse.
There's always pressure to fight, injured or not. I mean, plus once you start fighting, you're always injured. It doesn't matter. I mean, black eye, broken fingers. I fought with broken fingers, toes. You have to, you know, it's a business. If you don't fight, you don't make money. You don't make money, you don't pay bills. I don't know about everybody else, but yeah, I have a family to support. And if that means fighting hurt, that means fighting hurt.
There's always pressure to fight, but there's also pressure to win, and you got to make it happen. I mean, you might not be up to par, but you got to come through, because if not, you're not going to get that phone call.
Suppose one of these kids gets killed in the ring.
Never happened.
Hasn't happened so far. We take, like I said, we take safety precautions.
Hasn't happened, so I'm not even gonna, it hasn't happened.
How many fighters have you guys gone through?
200-300 fighters.
How long do they last in the game?
That's up to them. They can get in when they want, when we approach them, or they approach us, or they can get out whenever they want to. There's no restrictions, so.
That's also another thing. We don't lock them into any contract.
Exactly.
You want to talk about professional, the professional, where you have to be under contract for a certain amount of time.
Right.
There's nothing like that. You can fight one fight for us, or you can fight 100 fights for us.
And we leave it open. We don't pressure them to stay. I think the money, the excitement, the fight itself keeps them in the game. So they can go as far as they want.
We're not lacking fighters, put it that way.
Exactly.
We got plenty of fighters.
I think that young people who are brought into underground fights, if between the ages of 15 and 20, I think certainly they're being manipulated and taken advantage of, certainly. The purses can't be that large, or I would have heard of it by now, for small purses and people being convinced, young fighters being convinced that this is what they need to do to become real warriors or macho, or because they have no other means of making a living, perhaps.
I care about all of my fighters. You know, this is a business, and I want to make money. But at the root of it are these young fighters giving me their best. So I look out for them. They're my product, they're how I make a living, but they're also human beings. So of course I care. But I'm not an animal. You know, I care about every single one of them.
Isn't Mac just a pimp and you're his bitch?
I don't want to call myself a bitch, but basically, I mean, yeah, he puts us out there to do what we do best, to make a lot of money off us, and we get a cut. So I mean, in the business sense, I guess so, but bottom line is, the money that he gives me, I need to live regardless of how much he takes home after that.
Yo, man, I'm nobody's bitch. I do my shit and he pays me for it.
He's not a fucking pimp. I'm not a fucking hoe. I mean, he's not fucking using me. If I thought he was using me, I wouldn't be in it.
A pimp takes advantage of runaways, of kids, whatever you call them, for sexual purposes. That's exploitation. The kids don't even see the money that they make. It goes right to the pimp. We are nothing like pimps.
We are businessmen. We are not pimps, we are businessmen. And we conduct a business involving underground fighting and the internet.
And quite successfully.
And anyone who would lump that in with the term pimp is a fucking idiot. Pure and simple.
Why don't you try to make a difference in these kids' lives instead of using them and abusing them?
First of all, we do make a difference in their lives. They make money. That's a huge difference.
I get involved in their life as soon as I take them off the street.
That's right.
I take them off the street corner, I put them in my ring. I've directly gotten involved in their life. When I stick a big wad of cash in their hand, that's getting involved in their life in a positive way, trust me.
So you guys don't worry about the law or hackers?
Absolutely not. We could pick up shop and be in another town or another state in a couple hours.
I mean, nobody has any idea where we're running these fights from.
And that's the way it's
a different location every single fight.
Jeremy, do you ever worry about not coming home from one of these fights?
You know, it crosses my mind, but I can't think about that, or I can't look at it that way at least, or else I won't be focused and I won't win. I think about it when I'm not fighting, that I should quit for her, but I need to do it for her, so I'm really stuck for now, so I just have to make sure I'm the best at what I do. But yeah, I don't want to leave her without a father.
What is it?
What do you think of him fighting?
I can't stand it. It's unhealthy. It's not good. I can't deal with it. I really don't like it at all. I've tried to talk to him about it. We just end up fighting.
And there's not much he can do about it, though, you know?
He's gonna quit. You're gonna quit.
I know.
He's gonna quit.
Yeah, I know.
Do you believe him when he says he's going to quit?
I'd like to believe him, but I really don't. He's too involved with it right now, and he says, it's for us and everything, but I think a lot of it now is for him. I seriously believe something bad's gonna have to happen for him to stop, to really realize, what he's putting himself through and what he's putting us through, because it's really not fair. And it sucks to say that something bad's gonna have to happen, but I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't think my daughter's ever seen him without a bruise on his face or
That's not
something.
true.
It is true, Jeremy.
It's not true.
It is true. It just hurts me. I mean, it hurts me to see him hurt or to see.
But this doesn't hurt.
Okay, Jeremy, it doesn't hurt you. It hurts me. I see Ashley through me, and if she ends up like me and she doesn't have a father, it will be all your fault.
You don't think I know what that's like?
I didn't say you didn't know what it was like, Jeremy.
Don't you know that I grew up the same way? Don't you know that's what I'm doing this for?
I do
I'm
know,
doing
but
this.
if you can prevent it, why not? Why are you...
I can't
why
prevent
you
it in the
subject yourself
ring.
to- Okay, you're preventing it in the ring, but you come home bloody and damaged and busted and
That's
everything's...
not dead.
It's not dead, but Jeremy, it could be. Do you know how many times we've been to the hospital because of you? Do you know how many times you could have died? Do you know something, just one thing could go wrong in one of those fights and it's over. Over.
I have no other options right now, and I will quit.
You do have other options, Jeremy. You have a world of other options.
You think there's other options,
There
but
are
there's
other
not.
options.
What?
There are other options. This is freaking New York. You can get so many jobs
Sarah,
doing
stop
anything.
yelling.
No.
Stop yelling.
Don't tell me. Stop yelling, please.
Well, what are you getting so upset about? We've talked about this. What?
Nothing.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Say it.
Nothing. You're just selfish.
You think I fight for myself?
Yes,
You
yes,
think
I do.
You think I like it?
Yes.
You think I don't do it for you?
Jeremy,
I don't do it for
you're
you.
just very stubborn and pig-headed, and you're just
Oh,
selfish.
okay, so I
It's a
quit
dumb-
fighting for you, and then what? We go live with your fucking mom?
No, I didn't. Can we shut the camera off, please?
What? What's the matter?
Nothing. I don't want to do this right now.
Do what?
Jeremy, I don't want to do this right now. I don't want to. Can we please shut off the camera?
You
What do you fear most in life?
I guess it would have to be dying. Whether it's me dying and leaving my family by themselves, or them getting hurt, them dying, and me by myself. I mean, before, after I ran away from home, came to the city, nothing, I wasn't afraid of anything. I didn't have anything to be afraid of. But now that I have Ashley and Sarah, it's a whole new life. And that's why I don't want to do this forever, because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to leave my daughter without a dad like I grew up, Especially to die like this, that's no way to leave a family.
What do you expect out of life?
What do I expect out of life? Nothing. I would like... What do I expect out of life? Appreciation, I guess.
Do I think I'm a sleazy entertainer? Did P.T. Barnum think he was a sleazy entertainer? I think he thought of himself as a successful entertainer. That's how I see myself. I hope I don't come off as sleazy, but, ultimately I really don't care.
I'm not sure how long I plan to be fighting for Mac. I mean, I would love to step it up, maybe try UFC, Pride, or the Abu Dhabi. When the time comes, I'll have to move on.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years from now?
Dead. Maybe. Sometimes I think that, maybe I'd be better off dead. Sometimes I think that, it might save me from all the shit that I gotta deal with every day.